between the interests of society and those of the individual. In isolation, the individual cannot obtain his ends, whatever they may be. The sacrifice he makes for the maintenance of social cooperation are therefore only temporary. Renunciation of a momentary benefit for the sake of an advantage that endures throughout the continued existence and evolution of the division of labor. Hayek made me clear that in the great society we all contribute not only to the satisfaction of needs of which we do not know, but sometimes even to the achievement of ends of which we would disapprove if we knew about them, so that we assist in the realization of other people's aims without sharing them and even knowing them, and solely in order to achieve our own aims. In fact, as long as collaboration presupposes common purposes, people with different aims are necessarily enemies who may fight each other for the same means. Hayek also helped me to understand that the law is the normative habitat of a free society, and therefore the common good is not a particular state of things. Instead, it consists in an abstract order which has to leave undetermined the degree to which the several particular needs will be met. In other words, the aims will have to be in order which will increase everybody's chance as possible, not at every moment, but only on the whole and in the long term. The representatives of the Austrian School of Economics have taught me many other important things. If I have become a social scientist, I owe this to them. Briefly, I can say that they have taught me that the method of the social sciences cannot be other than what Karl Menger called compositive, a method which attributes the birth and the development of norms and institutions to the composition of individual actions. People act and they bring about intentional and unintentional results. If human action generated only the desired consequence, there would be no need for social sciences. The intention of actors would already make everything clear. But we act outside ourselves, always measuring ourselves against the other, and this comparison produces a cascade of unforeseeable events. There is an entire world of unplanned institution, language, family, law, city, market, society itself, and so on. It is the world of spontaneous orders, which is not the creation of mysterious forces, but the unprogrammed product of human actions. As Hayek underscored, it would be no exaggeration to say that social theory begins with, and as an object because of, the discovery that exist orderly structures which are the product of the action of many men, but not the result of human design. Market society is a part of the continent of the spontaneous orders. It is a form of social cooperation based on the choice of individuals and on private property and the legal system generated by the latter. This means that individualistic behavior patterns are in themselves models of social life, and means that individualism is possible. I can't say how much I'm indebted to the representatives of the Austrian School of Economics, but they changed my life.
to start off with one question. You pointed out that the greatest names in sociology,
Yeah.
Auguste Comte, Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, Falcott Parsons,
Yes.
were all methodological collectivists. My question is there a sound sociology? I mean, and if there is, apart from these men, what's the relationship between sociology and economics, a sound sociology? Someone like Robert Nisbet, for example.
Of course, of course.
So I'd like to report on that.
Well, sociology originated as a positivistic sociology. There is no question about. The point is that the mainstream in sociology is collectivist. But we know that Max Weber or Georg Simmel were individualists. The point is that in Italy, and not only in Italy, the collectivist paradigm is prevalent. And people, usually, young students, usually, they don't know that there is a long and important individualistic tradition. And I think that this was the case for me, that through the study of the Austrian School of Economics, you can find the individualistic way, and this is easier than studying Max Weber or Simmel, because Max Weber is a very complicated, the works of Max Weber are not always clear, but Mises is clear, Hayek is clear, Bembarak, you know. The point is that the individualistic tradition that is long and is rich, very rich, is not known. And when I began to study sociology in Italy, the paradigm used by my teacher was the paradigm created by Durkheim. And Parsons made a bad work because he tried to put together Durkheim, Weber, Pareto, and Simmel under the same common denominator, and this was a gross mistake. And because you know the paradigm Parsons used was collectivistic. The difference between Parsons and Durkheim is that Durkheim, Comte, had a privileged minority to which to whom entrust the task to rebuild society. Parsons in Parsons' work there is a mandatory hierarchy of ends, but Parsons do not as a privileged minority. This is the difference. But Parsons works in the same line of Durkheim and Comte, especially Durkheim, because Durkheim is the element by which he arranged his book. His monumental book is very, very big, and it is difficult to understand what he really means, because is not written in an easy way. It's a very complicated book, complicated by his ignorance of the difference between the evolutionary tradition and the rationalistic tradition in economics.
Just to make things clear, I think that. Yeah, just to make things clear.